Hello Stitchers, this is Vicki Howell. I am here to show you how to join as you go when you're making granny squares. And this method will work with really any type of granny square, and regardless of what edging you use. It could be single crochet or double crochet or half double crochet, and it's still sort of the same idea. So for my block, or my square rather, I'm using a half double crochet edging. So I've gone ahead and worked that edging for this particular square I made. Mine started in the center of that first side. So I worked that one, and then I worked the next side and that third side. And now I am at the portion where I want to join it with my other square. My other square was completely finished, so it has its edging done all the way around. And I'm going to be joining it at the corners, but I don't want to join it all the way at the beginning of the corner on this side because that's going to cause some distortion. So I think what I want to do is I want to start with the second half double crochet. Each corner has 3 half double crochets in it. I think I want to start with the second. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to work one of the half double crochets here, and that's set up to go. Sometimes it's hard to see when it's laying down where you want to be, so I'm going to sort of pick it up. So I can see that this is my first half double crochet in the corner. Nope, that's a lie. That one is attached to this stitch. It helps if you give it a little tug. So that's 1, 2, 3. So I want to start at my second one. So that means this loop right here. If that might be a little like iffy for you to remember, you can always mark it with a stitch marker. But I believe in us. I'm just going to go rogue. Okay, so the next thing that we want to do, and from here on out, you want to work the stitch as you normally would in the square that has the incomplete edging. I have a whole knotted situation going on here. Hold on. Okay, so the next stitch is a half double crochet. So I'm going to work that half double crochet as I normally would, but I'm going to pull out the loop kind of a long ways just because it'll help it not to drop. And also it'll remind me which side I'm working on, and I'll show you why that matters in a second. So then you want to rotate, and from here I'm going to work sort of in this orientation. So I want to find that second stitch. So again, I'm going to just confirm 1, 2, 3. I want to be in this one. And you might play around with it. You might decide that that distorts it too, and maybe you want to start with just the first corner. It will depend. It might depend on your gauge. It might depend on, that is completely the wrong corner. It might depend on which stitch you're using, but I feel pretty good about using the second one. Okay, so at this point we took out our hook because we want to come into this next stitch from front to back, or this next granny square rather. So I'm at my corner, I'm inserting it, and I want to place that loop on the hook, and at this point you can pull it so it's sort of like the normal tautness, and I want to pull that through. So now we're almost connected. They're at least like nestled up. We want to yarn over and we want to pull through. So basically we're attaching it with a slip stitch. And that's our first join stitch. Just as a side note, if you are working with 2 different colored squares as I am, you will see those slip stitches. It'll look a little bit, you'll see the stitching a little bit is my point. It'll look a little bit like a whip stitch. We'll show that later. I happen to find that charming, but if that's something that is not going to work for you, I would suggest using this method really only if you are working with squares that all have the same color border, because then it will be pretty much, invisible. All right, so I'm ready to join the next stitch. So I'm turning my piece, and I know that I need to work that third half double crochet. I'm going to work it as I normally would. pull out that stitch, find the mirrored stitch over here, and I can tell you don't have to do any guessing work here because you can always kind of pull on where that last stitch is and just go over to the next one. I'm inserting and I'm going through both legs of that stitch, incidentally, and I want to place that loop back on there, pull it through, chain one or slip stitch, however you want to say it. There's all these fibers from the yarn. That's how you know it's good stuff. And then we keep going. So now I'm done with my corner. It's time to work. These are all double crochets, so I'm going to work in the tops of all of them, but I'm continuing with my edging, which is a half double crochet. So I work my half double crochet, pull it out. And the reason why we're taking the hook out is because we're changing the orientation of it, because we are coming in the next stitch from the top to the bottom. Place that loop back on. And that's all there is to it. You're just going to continue all the way. I did not need to do that. Ignore what I just did. I don't know why I took it off the hook. All the way along this side so that the whole side is connected. So I'm doing my half double crochet, pull it out a little bit so that if I sit it down and, like, you know, a text come through or something, I come back, I don't forget what side I'm on. I know that if this loop is out that I've just worked that stitch. And on that side, coming into my next one, placing the loop on the hook, pulling it through, joining with a slip stitch. And you can really see that coming together now. You'll see what I mean a little bit by, you can see a little bit of the stitching. I actually kind of love it. It gives it that patchwork feel. So go ahead and we will finish. I'm going to go ahead and work all the way to the end, and then we'll talk the last two corner stitches and how we finish off when I get back. Okay, so I have worked all the way across. You can see the cute little whip stitch look, and I am at my corner. The corners might look a little different because we've got bare naked chains right here, and these are fully stitched corners, but it is 3 stitches and 3 stitches, so no worries. All right, so we are going to join rather 2 half double crochets in this corner so that we mirror what we did on the opposite side. So it's the same thing we've been doing. I'm going to do a little tug. I had to join yarn because I ran out. Okay. So that is my first. So I'm going to come over. This is my first corner HDC here. Joining with a slip stitch. I'm going to do one more. Okay, so now this side is fully joined, and from this point on we can just ignore this square. It's dead to us for now. So that from here we're just going to finish our round. For me that's half double crochets, so I'm going to do my other half double crochet to make it 3 in that corner, and then finish the round as you normally would, regardless of how you were stitching. Join with a slip stitch. Okay, that is all that there is to joining 2 granny squares as you go. All right, have fun, and please Post any comments or questions in the comment section, and don't forget to tag at Vicki Howell with your cute little joined as you go grannies. Talk to you soon.